I'm gonna. Can you hear that the recording is in progress?
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I hear. The meeting is being recorded by a host, so we're letting you know that you're being recorded. Has NSA joined the chat? I think they have. You have the fucking you have the fucking background as a video game controller. Game over. No one says game on. Hey, talk about concrete shoes, am I right? Talk about concrete shoes.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Talk about sinking the stock, huh?
So, by the way, like Russia and Ukraine are just like popping off during this whole time. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Be distracted by the billionaires sinking, but Ukraine and Russia, uh, Epstein, JP Morgan deleting 47 million emails. No big deal.
are you, Jake? I need to ask. We have. Oh wait, we need to intro.
We need to intro the.
It's an emergency.
It's an emergency episode. Oxygen tanks are low. It's an emergency.
It's an emergency
For
episode.
sure, dude. Yeah, because I mean, it turns out that that sub sank. Like they died on Sunday.
Yeah, they done been dead.
Yeah, they've been dead, and it's like we don't have the technology to save someone from that death. The Navy doesn't have that technology, so it's like why even make an attempt to search for survivors when the fucking bottom of the ocean is like 400 plus pressure. You have boulders, you have buildings on top of you. Basically, these people, like, they turned into liquid instantly. And I think my instinct is that somebody knew something, somebody saw something, somebody said the secret thing out loud,
Yeah.
pressed the wrong button on the controller, and just went, eh.
Jake, I have a question. Hold on, let me see if I can change the view of this.
Okay.
Okay, how are you doing?
Man, I'm getting through it.
Yeah.
I told you in this slight sidebar. I put my boy down the other week, but let me show you. Let me show you my boy. But here's a paw print. Here's his paw print on a piece of clay right here.
Oh, look at the smushies.
Yeah, we smushed his little paw on there, and he got delivered to my mom's address in a box. We put him down, and he was really hanging on for us. He was
Yeah,
really hanging on for us. And when a dog rejects people food, it's time.
it's time.
It's time. So it was really tough to deal with, and I was in the room with him, you know, and I got distracted by all of that. I've put the pod, my own pod, on pause in the meantime. On pause. Ha 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 ha. Pause.
No pawn.
No pun.
Pawn.
Dude, there's so many puns because I even did a joke about the situation, which is like not good. But it's like my coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why we have this emergency episode is that there's just immediate dark jokes for this kind of thing. And also, like, the legit, like, it just seems, I think the general public, like even the normies, are going like, this seems kind of odd.
It's fishy.
It's a little fishy. It's a current event. And it's like, it's been the main focus of the news cycle, but there's all these other things that are getting swept under the rug. And it's like, okay, if we didn't have this submarine issue, those other news stories would make the news, but we don't want that to be the news.
Would
We
you
need
say
some billionaires. We need some people to distract us. Like, oh, why don't you just pay your fair share in taxes instead of going on a risky deep dive to the bottom of the fucking ocean? You know what? Good.
Good.
Good. I'm
Good.
glad the billionaires say, because look, billionaires are good people deep down.
Would you say those stories got swept out to sea?
Yes.
There's gonna be a lot of this shit.
They got, dude, it's awful. It's awful, but at the same time, to crack jokes about it is just so it brings me joy when rich people die. I'm not gonna lie. When the conspiracy that I've gone down is that what the billionaire, the CEO, the guy that was piloting the fucking thing with an Xbox controller, which I actually don't have on me. I can't find it. I'm sorry. We have
I
that.
found the remnants. This is the only thing
You
that
found
washed up to the
you found
surface.
the red. Please change your battery. So like I think because one of the guys went up in Jeff Bezos's space rocket, I think he saw something. I think he saw some aliens. I think he saw some gray peoples, and the gray peoples spoke to him, or he saw them, or something.
Okay.
And he knew too much, and he had to go down with the ship, so to speak.
So this
Yeah.
is Hamlin. You're talking about Hamlin Harnish.
Yes.
Which,
Him.
by
Yeah.
the way, did you know today is his birthday?
It's his birthday.
Today's his birthday.
It's your birthday song. It isn't very long. Yeah.
It
No, he's
was.
dead.
Now he's gone. But I read his bio,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a little sus.
It's sus. Why is it sus?
There's so many sus things about it. So he was like part of some cheetah rescue,
Uh-huh.
but here's where he took the cheetahs. From Namibia in Africa to India.
Why?
I have a lot of questions.
Why cheetahs?
Jake,
Like fur?
do you want to hear I have a lot of conspiracy theories.
All right, yeah, give me a second. Let me close my window real quick because there's like loudness and motorcycles and airplanes, and I want to hear you out. Hang on just a second.
And also the neighbors that.
Okay. Okay. All right, what do you got?
I missed the show, by the way.
You missed what show?
The North Hollywood show that we lived next, or you still live next to.
Um, fuck.
The
What
neighbors.
show?
The neighbors.
The neighbors. See that shows they're in a mid-season break right now because I believe the writers' strike is starting to take an effect on, on the show.
Did somebody get locked up?
No, I think they're just I think it's just squashed right now because I think the neighbors realize that that everyone in the building hates them. And it's not even just us right now. There's other people that are like, dude, what the fuck? Like, so they don't want to get, evicted and stuff. So I think there's a security guy for the building that that I had to call and be like, hey, dude, can you just post up and hang out here for a while? And I heard him talking to the neighbors, like there's like some technical thing with like the guy or whatever. And he was like, well, you don't live here, dude. You just crash here. You actually don't have a leg to stand on in court. So like, stop this shit. I don't care whose fault it is. I don't care who started it. Stop that shit. And then, one of y'all is going to get locked up and then you can't pay your like portion of the rent because they're sharing it. And it's like, their back's against the wall. So, that show is on a mid-season break. I mean, I recommended it to the cops multiple times. They hate it. They don't like that show. And it airs so late,
Yeah, it's always like 2 a.m.
Yeah, it airs so fucking late, dude. I mean, it's just getting violent, and I don't think audiences are responding well to how gory the show has been getting.
Well,
so
like when a woman is yelling, help me, and then you help her, and then her response is to pound on the door and leave nasty notes.
Yeah. And she's been drinking. She hits the bottle. there's like deliveries being made to her door that are like bottles of stuff, and it's just she's getting hammered it back there, man, and it's not good. It's not good,
That's
but
so good.
I got a good premise out of it, so I win.
It's like you're on a pirate ship.
Yeah, and everybody's got scurvy, and they have about 20 hours of oxygen left. I don't know. It's so fucking crazy, dude, like how all this shit went down. And like it's rich people, and so the general public doesn't relate. So most people are just like, ah, they brush it off to the side and don't, they don't see that this all fucking ties in to how the Titanic is an inside job. Um, dude, I did this whole fucking, I don't know if you went down the same rabbit hole as I did, but there was a bunch of rich people on that boat that were against the Federal Reserve. They
Yep.
didn't want government control over, big budget stuff. So what this did is that it ultimately funded World War One, World War Two, and so on and so on. And if it, these people, these people had to go. They had to go because they were lobbyists, rich people that I'm sure rich people that give money to politicians are able to swing a vote. So these people die. And now there's no vote to swing. Boom, we got a Federal Reserve. We're able to fund all of these little secret projects, the Espionage Act, blah blah blah, and it's happening again at the same location, almost like you said off mic that it might have been a sacrifice to the water gods.
Okay, so here's the weird astrology that ties in. Technically, they pulverized or imploded on the day of the new moon.
Uh-huh.
And at that time, the sea goddess, there's a dwarf planet called Sedna who moves every 60 years. Don't laugh at this.
I'm sorry.
Who moves every 60 years, also entered the sign of Gemini. So you want to hear my conspiracy theory?
Go ahead.
So with the sinking of the Titanic, it was said to have been a Jesuit sacrifice under the Black Pope, which is a Jesuit pope.
This sounds like some Warcraft shit. I'm sorry.
You know what? You can make fun of me all you want. I found this from the ocean, okay?
Okay, so anyway, these sacrifices to the gods happen.
Mm-hmm. To the Inuit goddess of the sea, Sedna.
Okay.
And it's seen as a sacrifice for the economy because an investor in OceanGate is one of the members of the Rothschild family who's part of this whole thing. And JP Morgan,
Yep.
who was supposed to be on the Titanic, who nudge, nudge, wink, wink, was not on the Titanic.
Yeah, he pulled out last minute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just find the timing of JP Morgan, the company, deleting all of these records during the week of this whole thing. And then in 2000, well, it was announced in 2012 that the Rothschilds were investing in OceanGate.
Exactly 100 years after the Titanic sank. Was Watergate taken? So they changed it to OceanGate?
They changed it to OceanGate. Do you know what? Do you want to know my ultimate theory of this whole situation?
Uh-huh.
The Island Boys.
The Island Boy? No, not those guys. I know exactly who you were talking about. Those kids with the fucking face tattoos, they look like they've been to detention all the time.
You know that they're said to be Epstein's sons.
Island Boys. Oh my God. I remember the Island Boys.
Because they say, well, they say in their videos their dad died.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You're not following the current. You're not flowing with.
Their dad died in like, did they sing about it, or is it something that they talk about in an interview?
It's something that they talk about, that their dad died.
Okay. You think Epstein's their dad, or like some kind of sperm donor, or
I think it's all a conspiracy.
what if they're clones? What if they're clones? You know how the cloning theory goes, and how all these, like, there's like a lot of people that look the same from like old paintings. Like there's an old painting of some guy that looks a lot like Keanu Reeves, only it's not Keanu Reeves. And that's just one of like a few major examples of like all these other celebrities that have like been possibly like been doppelgangered.
Well, the thing
Or
is, Keanu Reeves looks like every guy in like Los Angeles, basically.
he's dude.
Dude.
I don't care how old he is. He's still gonna be like, he's still Bill and Ted. He's still dude. He's still, I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna defeat you, Dracula.
Bruh.
Bro, where's my car? Oh, no, that's the other movie. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, it's people. Some people like don't have the brain capacity to really dive into.
This is gonna. Oh wait! I don't know how. Wait, we were discuss earlier. I pitched the idea of changing our names for the episode,
Mm-hmm.
and you would have been Jake the Seaman, and I would have been Chrissy the Sea Woman. But then at the same time, are we sea men and women, or are we sea they thems?
I think we're sea monkeys. I think we're just sea monkeys. Seahorses or sea. I look,
You're a
man.
sea otter. Oh my god, you're a sea
otter.
otter.
I'm a sea otter.
You're a sea otter.
I collect rocks. I find no, dude.
In the month of June, you should.
Gender is a construct. All the kings, queens, and in betweens. You know, mermaids don't have genitalia. They're just fishtail. It doesn't matter, dude. We're star seeds for all we fucking know. Sea man, sea woman, sailor. Not a lot of women in the Navy. I don't know, but like, we can change. I was thinking we could call this Hospice Traphouse episode just current events and have like a wave in the background or something. And again, my mom, she one of her conspiracy lanes was like the JFK assassination, and she was a little girl when that happened. And I talked to her about this a little bit, and she's like fully on board with the conspiracy that some secret shit went down or discussions were made deep down in the ocean. Because it's also possible that it was a meeting that went awry. What if it was like some sort of secret meeting that went awry, you know?
Well, earlier this year, the World Economic Forum had a meeting about Oceania and ocean, like maritime law. So you want to hear my conspiracy?
Mm-hmm.
It goes further.
It goes deeper than the Marianas Trench.
It goes deeper.
It's almost like you can't handle the pressure.
We gotta really walk the plank.
Ah, no. You're terrible. Oh man. I'm gone in the depths. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, dude, I really think it was a secret discussion that went wrong. And there was like a 19-year-old kid that was like iffy about it. Did you hear about that kid that was on the ship? And he was like sketched about it. He was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. Because that sub had made multiple dives, and these people just, you know, ignored all safety precautions. Because why would you? Why else would you, unless something was up? Because this ties into the Titanic, going like, because the captain of that ship was told to crash the ship. because all these people were on it. And I think it's the same fucking thing.
Yep.
That that maybe they were told all of these safety regulations and they were like, no, it's fine. Dude, the materials that the sub was made out of fatigue over time because of how many dives it goes down. You either have to like make another one because they're rich, who cares? Just make another one. And like do it safely. And also James Cameron did this life-risking move for us 20 some odd years ago to make the Titanic. And there was like, you know, deep sea diving robots that took pictures of it. Like they did that so we don't have to do that. So it's like, what's the point?
Well, I have questions. I'm concerned.
We're concerned.
I'm concerned.
Yes, go on.
So I sent you the stuff from the stepson of
Yes.
Hamlin. So Hamlin's stepson, his name is Brian. Let me just pull up.
Was this the kid that was singing that wanted to go to the Blink-182 concert?
He went to the Blink-182 concert. His name is Brian Cazaz, and I don't know. Yeah, I can't show it, but he Facebooked a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor.
Uh-oh.
He Facebooked this on March 31st, which is the CEO's Stockton Rush. That's his birthday.
Okay.
So he Facebooked this. Also, I think he's a little tismed because
he's a little tismed.
He collects.
Well, yeah, he likes Blink-182, so
he has a lot of Blink-182 tattoos, and he also has a lot of baseball hats. So,
okay, yeah, if he has very specific interests.
Your hands, they shake with goodbyes.
Yeah,
and I take
that's tism.
If you'd have me
tonight. We're gonna go down under the ocean tonight.
You know what?
Ocean Avenue. Different band, but still.
Where are you?
Where are you? Under the sea. Under the sea. Dude, it's so fucked up. Like, he went to that Blink-182 concert to cope with it, and you mentioned that Facebook thing. I think it's just because I think he was trying to say something profound, like, "Oh, dude, you know, people who take risks," or I think he was trying to allude to the whole thing, where like, you know, you need to take risks to, you know, get places in life. I think that's what he was trying to say with that, but there's still like common sense, like test run the thing.
Yeah, well,
and it was a couple months ago, so they had to have been like planning it.
Yeah, my question is, because I know you have the clairvoyance.
Yes, the TISM clairvoyance. Yeah, it happened again today. I'll explain later, but it happened again yesterday, actually.
Well, my question is somebody with the TISM clairvoyance, do you think the stepson also had the Titanic proportions TISM clairvoyance?
I think he wanted to share the idea that this was going to happen, but he needed to keep it loose so as not to give away anything. So it's almost like he signed an NDA. I don't like, part of me doesn't think it's TISM clairvoyance. Part of me thinks that he might be resenting his father for making a potentially poor decision, and he's trying to tell him without telling him.
Yeah, he serenaded him with Blink-182.
I think he gave him some Blink-182 to go.
He sent him off to sea.
Hello there. Dad, don't do this thing. I think you should run some tests and reconsider this choice.
Oh my God.
Oh my, what's that song by Everclear? You know Everclear, right? Where he has
Father of mine.
Father of mine. Yeah, that one.
Where have you been?
Where did you go? There's no milk and cigarettes in the ocean. Father of mine. Tell me, what did you do with my Xbox controller? I want to play GTA.
Oh,
So fucked up.
oh, it's so hilarious.
So fucked up.
It's
So,
funny.
I think there's more to be answered from this, because the press was what they talked to the Coast Guard and they were asking all these stupid fucking questions like, oh, why did you not say, why did you not tell us sooner? Why did you not? Because they didn't want to they didn't want to make assumptions, but like they said in the press conference, we don't have search and rescue technology at those depths. So they kind of tried to sugarcoat it over the last couple of days by extending the story and letting all that other bullshit happen. And it's just so obvious, like, dude, there's the news is going 20 hours, 15 hours. Oh, they're going to run out of oxygen by morning. They're dead. They're dead. Why not just say that they're fucking dead and we move on with our lives?
Well, I love all like the graphics that all the news places are making. Like, this is what happens at this depth, and you're like, great.
Yeah, they're trying to fucking explain how, how you die. They're trying to explain how you die. And it's just, we don't need to, this doesn't need to be a 5-day news cycle. Some idiots went down and they didn't come back up. Simple. Next story. Are the aliens real?
Oh yeah, because there are aliens in Vegas. There are
aliens in Vegas. Oh yeah, there's like someone, like there was
Oh.
like some camera footage of something was in somebody's yard.
Yeah, there
And
was
it looked
a family.
like it looked like a hunched over kind of thing. It was like just, eating something, and it was kind of looking around and going like a cryptid. It was more like a cryptid than an alien. I think it was more like I mean, it could easily be like chupacabra. It could be like a starving Sasquatch. It could be,
A skinwalker.
a skinwalker or a chimera or of some sort. Not like a traditional chimera, because those have 3 heads, but this goes back to like the cloning thing, because we cloned that sheep in the 90s. You remember that?
Oh,
We have that technology. We can totally do that, but it's illegal and we can't do that. But we can.
illegal.
Yeah, no, it's illegal to clone people, but Kanye West is a clone. Kevin Hart is a clone.
You think Kevin Hart's a clone?
I think Kevin Hart's a clone.
Why?
I think there are certain very, very busy celebrities that I'm like, oh, how do you keep such a busy schedule? There's only 24 hours in the day. Well, you're a fucking clone.
What about
It's
Biden?
the only way.
Biden falling down and
That is the clone malfunctioning. That is they're not all perfect out there. Hell, I think some comedians might be clones. Or I think Tommy Buns might be a clone. I don't know. I don't
why?
Well, either they film their show, either they backlog so far in advance to where they could pull it off, or Tommy's a clone.
Oh, it says we're
Dr.
running out of time.
How does it say we're running out of? Oh, do we have one of those free things?
I'm sorry, I didn't know. It says 9 minutes and.
You know what we can do? We can split it. We can split it up and do one of them ad breaks, and then get right back to it when it runs out. Because I think what we have is like the free trial version, and we can do the horse cock ad, horse guzzler thing, like the very first thing you did. I can send you stuff if you need help with this in post. Like, for sure, I can help with whatever I can. Hell, I got really distracted just now. ADHD.
Tommy Buns.
Yeah, I think Tommy Buns is a clone. I think Bert Kreischer is a clone. I think a lot of these successful people they either have like assistants, doppelgangers, in order to like keep their lives flourishing and successful, because these people need to sleep. Because I don't think they sleep. I don't think they would be able to if they didn't have a clone otherwise.
I don't know if Bert Kreischer's a clone.
You don't think he's a clone?
I think he's just one of those people that can go like and go and go.
Yeah, but he has children. Oh, but he just ignores them, so it's fine. I don't
You know
know.
who didn't ignore their children?
Who didn't ignore their children?
The guy that took his child on that Titanic submersive.
Dude, I think he pressured he pressured. I think he
Under
pressured his
pressure,
kid to go. Under pressure.
pushing down on me.
Yes. Because I'm in too deep and I'm trying to keep. I think he pressured his son because I think it was one of those things because that was one of the rich dads, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was one of those things where like, hey, I'm gonna go on this business trip. Do you want to come with me? And the kid's like 19. He's like, but I want to play catch, Dad. It's like, no, come with me on this trip. We'll bond together. That's what he like used as leverage against
They
him.
literally did bond together.
They did, yeah. They got all squished up so fast, man. Dude, what a way to go, by the way. What a way to go. I hope it was painless. Because when the pressure changes, you just become liquid. You're just like, you're done. You're done. It's over. I bet it happened so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On has spiked up in
It makes sense.
people are singing that shit at karaoke?
Not hot. Well, that movie was so
Mhm.
fucking ridiculous.
Oh.
Titanic was so ridiculous.
I think you had to, it was such a big movie, you had to switch the VHS tape to the second tape.
You
had
had
to go to finish the movie.
it was a 2-tape situation.
It's like, please take out tape A.
Wait, what were 2-tape movies? Titanic.
Titanic was a 2-tape movie. Shit, was that the only one? That's the only one I can remember.
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List was a 2-tape?
I think it was.
I never had Schindler's List. I think JFK was a Oliver Stone, JFK.
Most
I think that might have been a 2-tape. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, dude, like that movie was so fucking long. Like, why didn't you people just watch the movie at home and fall asleep to it? Like, why do you have to go? You don't need to go. And you know what? Hollywood's already thinking of a sequel.
Well,
they want to do a movie about this tragedy.
They got it.
Yeah. Remember how like there was a 9/11 movie like 5 years after it happened? And movies take about 2-3 years to like be in production and be done. So it was like right after 9/11. They're like, we got a movie idea, guys. So
it's a psyop, dude.
it's a psyop. It's Hollywood's running out of ideas, and when these things happen, like, dude, why don't we have the Challenger movie yet? Where's the Challenger movie?
The actual Challenger movie was just the Challenger itself.
It was just the Challenger itself. What I think the teachers like rolled out the TV.
And everybody watched it.
And everybody just watched it happen. Like, oh shit. I wonder if they still do that today. Like they roll out the TV in class and like, hey guys, we're gonna watch this news conference of the fucking submarine. We're fuck the lesson for today. Fuck your education. We're gonna watch this bullshit nonsense.
We saw 9/11 live.
You did? My mom pulled me out of school and we watched it at home. And it was just, oh, that's so weird. Why is building 7? What? Like, it all just seems so confusing because I was so young. I didn't like have a complete grasp of it at the time. And that just kind of opened up my mind to, oh, this seems off. Like, why is the president being told that a second building hit the tower and he just has this look on his face that's like, I should tell these children that the president has some business to attend to and that he needs to go. He waited for like 12 minutes or however long it was to go like, all right, I'm done reading. We gotta go handle some stuff. It's like, dude, this is like a serious, like such a serious situation. And he's just,
Meanwhile, Dick Cheney's eating a steak.
Meanwhile, Dick Cheney's just like, meh, yes.
Yeah,
and
he's just
George
like,
W is calling his dad, going like, I'm gonna get him for you, Daddy. I'm going to get him for you. I'm going to make an excuse to go in there, Daddy. I'm going to get him for you. And George H.W. Bush's like, you did what? I don't know, man. I think it's like you said earlier, it's fishy.
It's super fishy.
It's fishy, dude. Everything's a tool for the global elite. Alex Jones did nothing wrong. And I mean, you know, he said some wrong things, but it's like weird how like some of these are, you know, we're gonna look at this story later and go, holy shit, we were right. You know, my clairvoyance went off yesterday, in fact, at Flappers. I like knew I had to leave early and go help co-host the open mic before the shows. I knew. I was doing laundry at my mom's, and I was like, hey Mom, I need you to do me a favor. I'm like, can you just switch my clothes over to the dryer? Like, I have to go. She goes like, why? And I'm like, I need to go help out the show. And she's like, why? I'm like, I don't know why. I have to go. So I went, and the co-host, which I believe we have a telepathic connection with now, I walk into the room, and she's like, I was just about to call you. And I'm like, well, here I am. And I'm like, well, here I am. And I'm like, what's up? You were going to call me. I'm right here. Are you dead? Are you dead? Jesus Christ. Let me catch up. I got the shit that put Pablo Escobar down, dude. This has gone off the rails. Did you mute yourself? What? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. There you are. The timer. All right. Do we want to take a brief pause, and then we'll come back in a second? Sure. Okay, cool. Excellent. Commercial break, everyone. This episode of Hospice Traphouse is sponsored by a vulgar journal series called Get Your Fucking Shit Together by yours truly, Jake Bassi. Do you have trouble setting goals? Do you struggle with organizing your life? Do you have problems getting your fucking shit together? What the fuck is going on, man? Well, you can use this journal to write it all down, get your thoughts out, write jokes, plan a vacation, or whatever you need to do to get your fucking shit together. You can customize it with stickers or whatever you need to make it look pretty and nice and sexy. So, all you gotta do is click the link in the description of this episode and get yourself a copy of Get Your Fucking Shit Together. $8.99 on Amazon.
And we're back.
Recording in progress. And we're back.
That was so funny.
That was probably, let me turn you down a little bit. That broke me. That's a clip. That's a clip. That's a clip. For sure. There you are. I hear you. You're all good. Dude, that was the shit that put up Pablo Escobar down. Oh man. Simply the best. You're simply the best. Another thing I should tell you. So there's an independent horror game called Iron Lung, and it's about being in a submarine that has low oxygen, and that game has like spiked in sales. The game developers, quote, say feels so wrong, but they're making so much money now. Everybody's playing that game.
The Simpsons episode.
Yes. Matt Groening is a time traveler. That's another fucking conspiracy, dude, because that's just one of many things that the Simpsons like get right creepily. They got Donald Trump running for president and they joke about it. And I think it was Bart to the Future, where they do one of those like future episodes. Lisa Simpson is the president, and she's like, "Oh, we're under a huge budget crunch because of President Trump," and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah,
gee, I wonder."
well, they say he's like one of the like elite people.
It's possible. I mean, shit, dude, because he made Futurama as well. You know Futurama, right?
Yep.
I mean, are we gonna have any of that stuff? We're not gonna live to see it, but is because the whole thing with Futurama is that it's under there. It's all under one flag, planet Earth. It's a one world government in Futurama, and you know how we're slowly creeping towards that, right?
Well, did you see did I send you the thing about the fact that our Wi-Fi is set up to read our minds now?
Oh, for sure, it is. It is. And it's just it's our phones too. And people, oh, I don't want to put this out on my dog's paw.
No, no.
I don't want to put that out. It's too precious because it's got the indent for an ashtray, but I don't have it in my heart. I can't do that. But no, you're absolutely right. Because I would think about something. Let's say it's Lipton iced tea. Random. I don't think about it. I don't type it in a search. I just, I'm like, oh, I think I'll go to the grocery store and get some Lipton iced tea because it's a drink that I like. And then all of a sudden, there's an ad for it on my Instagram. And I'm like, I never looked it up. I just said it in my mind. Oh, I could go for some iced tea. In my head. I don't say it out loud. I don't like manifest it, And it fucking happens. And it's weird. And Elon Musk is promoting the idea of the Neuralink chip to make that sort of connection more prominent. No, thank you. No, thank you. Like, I'm out. I'm going to go live in the forest if that becomes a mandated thing. Like, I'm done.
At some point, it will just be part of the norm is to have like Neuralink and bionic body parts.
Well, did you see Apple's VR system?
Which one?
It's like a VR system. It costs like fucking $4,000 or whatever. And you could watch porn and do all the other things that you can do on the internet. You can have meetings, you can, look at YouTube videos or whatever the fuck, you can, and it's all through this like lens where it's literally, we're getting closer and closer to Ready Player One, which I got familiar with the book before they made it into a movie. And the book, it's like scary how like we're slowly creeping. Like people talk shit about George Orwell's 1984 book. Like that's the one people normally gear towards. Oh, we're moving towards that. Dude, we're moving closer and closer to Ready Player One, where like we're just not even going to live. We're not even going to leave our houses. We tested that already. Mm-hmm. People can be fine with not leaving their houses, work remotely, yada, yada. And if it's all on a fucking headset and it becomes the retelling, the remodernization of the allegory of the cave by Plato. You remember that story?
Yeah.
Dude, and we might not have a choice because we're fucking up the planet so much that we can't even go outside anyway. It might not even like like coronavirus, that was a test. Because 30, when we're old people, when we're old, Kristy, the surface of the planet during the summer and winter months will not be livable. And during those months, we will stay inside. And that's when that technology will be needed.
How's the weather been in LA? Because I was reading about your weather the last few weeks.
Well, you know how we have June gloom? That went a little too long. And the writers' strike, SAG might throw in the hat with their thing. So in terms of like the entertainment industry, nobody's working, everybody's pissed off and broke. so it wasn't like a general like good vibe. But now it's like sunny and stuff. It's summer now, and the people are going out, people are doing stuff. And I made a joke the other night on how, I'm turning on the news and I get angry really quick, and it's not a good look for me. It's not good for my skin. So, so we just don't watch the news, and we're just living in fucking, blissfully ignorant lives or whatever. And like I made it into a funny twist, but the kind of the social commentary that's in like the hidden message of the whole thing was like, we're dumb, getting dumber, and we seem to be okay with that. We seem to be just fine with that, and I can only do me. Like, I'm done being angry about whatever the consensus thinks or whatever. I thought this whole sub thing was a psyop from the jump, and without even doing any research. I'm like, this just seems odd that it's at the same place, having to do with descendants of the same people.
That's so weird.
That's just the weirdest thing. I'm going, there's no way there isn't something like, I'm trying to not say fishy. But there's just so something so weird about that just strikes me as, and everyone, late night television's gonna make, how we've been making jokes about it and stuff, and that's just the main fucking story. And what happens every time one of these things goes down? There's a vote gets passed that's like, somebody important is being investigated on both sides of the aisle. It's like, why isn't that, I hate that Trump's back in the news, but like, why aren't we focusing more on how like we elected this guy and he's been indicted 37 fucking times?
Mhm.
Like, that could be a distraction too. It could be very well a distraction, but it's like, this is like real world shit that actually affects our lives, and we should be paying attention to that instead of like, just some dudes decided to go into a sub and sink. We're all just wet. Same with, whatever the fuck Kanye's doing,
Well, Kanye has a handler now.
Kanye has a handler now because they've checked him. They've officially checked him.
He said the secrets out
He
loud.
said the secret things out loud through a what did he do? A sock puppet?
Mhm.
And
Oh, we still have to do conspiracy sock puppet theater.
Deep State Theater
Deep
with the
State
sock
Theater.
puppets?
Yeah.
So let's work this idea for let's make the sausage now. So no,
Do you
we'd
have a
have to hide
sock?
ourselves. Here's what we'd have to do. We'd have to literally, Kristy, we'd have to get down,
Yeah.
frame like this, and we'd have like, for the background, we would have like behind me, let's say it would be like curtains or something. We would do that, and we would have the sock puppets
Yeah.
like this, or change it to something plain or whatever you want.
Okay.
Or we can have us, like the sock puppet Deep State Theater. We're at the beach, so we would have to, like, if I'm on the left, you're on the right, but you'd have to keep your shoulder out. You'd have to hide that fucking you have to get there you go. So you have your left, are you using your right or your left hand?
Right.
Your right hand? Okay, so I would have to make it look right, I would have to use my left hand in the shot, and I would have to be on the opposite of you. So we're like, hey, did you know that JP Morgan leaked 47 million emails?
What are you talking about? I've never heard. Who's JP Morgan?
JP Morgan was a banker, you know what I mean? Like, we could do like some homework and like read a script from it. Like, we could read off what we could write it out and do the sock puppet thing, and that could easily be like, a conspiracy internet sensation. Possibly.
I like it.
The idea of deep state sock puppet theater would be like the funniest fucking thing ever, because it happens every week this whole year. It's just been so fucking weird. And we're halfway done.
I mean, we predicted on HTP right here exclusively at the beginning of 2023. I believe we predicted weather shit, Ukraine shit. What did we predict? We predicted.
I predicted a lot of death. And of course there's a lot of death. That, you know, that there was that earthquake in like Turkey a couple months back.
Yep.
There was another train derailment in India recently. Did you find out about that? Like, and we did a whole like derailed episode.
Which have we heard? Have we heard about Ohio at all? Which is like polluted as fuck now.
It's our Chernobyl.
Yep.
It's our Chernobyl, and we fucked it up, and we seem to not give a shit. The Pentagon released reports on over 650 UFO sightings, and we're just like, whatever.
Wuhan got declassified.
It did? It did? Holy shit, when was this?
This week, bro.
This week?
Google it.
Google it? Look into it, bro.
Look into it, bro. Do your own research, bro.
Oh my god. The earth is flat, bro.
Okay, can I ask you?
Uh-huh.
You said you had an autistic clairvoyance moment, but we got ADHD.
Yeah. It's a disadvantage of the whole thing. Wuhan declassified. What am I looking up? What was declassified?
COVID, the origin.
That COVID came from the Wuhan lab?
Yeah.
No, it's on my screen, I'm looking at no direct evidence COVID started in Wuhan lab, in U.S. intelligence report says, and then another one says declassified report shows COVID origins remain a mystery. Declassified. Oh my God, this is all, maybe they changed it already.
The other thing that got put out is that the weather can be modified.
The weather can be modified.
Which
there was something about that. Can you still see me?
Yeah.
Am I still here? Okay, cool. There was something about that because the hurricanes are getting more and more intense.
Well, did you see the video of Red Rocks in Denver?
Yeah, the hail in Denver. That's fucked up. Some people got hurt, man. That was, and it was like random hail at a concert that was being held. And Red Rocks is known for its outdoors kind of vibe. Yeah. And it got fucked up. Oh.
The guy from One Direction.
Good. You know what? Fuck him. Good. It wasn't like a good show. Okay. I would want to see, I mean, of course I would want to see a metal band, but there's actually a female metal band, a female-led metal band called Hailstorm, literally called Hailstorm. And they do like Iron Maiden covers and all that stuff. They're really tight. They should have been playing when that went down. What were they? They were the size of like golf balls or something?
Yeah, and people were like getting hit in the head, and like people and then the concessions people wouldn't help, and they were filming and laughing at the people.
Of course it would be done by people that work there because they hate their job. I do the same fucking thing. Dude, there was one night at a kitchen job that Ron White was in town and someone went streaking. Did I ever tell you this story? Ron White was in town back in OKC, and someone went streaking and tried to get in the club, and of course he didn't get in, and then a fight almost breaks out like towards the end of the features set, and like one of our guys, one of the food runners, he just gets up on a table and just starts posting up and scoping out where the fight is, and he was like looking to stage dive, and other people were like, no dude, what the fuck you, but like he was about to go, like player 3 has joined the fight like into like a brawl or whatever, and someone stopped him from doing it at a Ron White show. Like it got out of fucking control, dude. It got out of fucking control.
They should have filmed it and set it to different music.
Yeah, but like there was enough people to like help the thing, but like I definitely had the thought in the back of my mind, like somebody should get like the ukulele music from SpongeBob and like just start playing that shit.
I love seeing fights set to music.
You know which one I'm talking about, right? That we're every time like something is like hectic or wrong in an episode of SpongeBob, there's like a fast-paced ukulele song, and you can look it up easy. Just play that on the speakers as it all goes down. Yeah, of course people would film and start laughing, man. Look what people did in Texas. People were like, "Hey, let's turn on the car in the garage so we can stay warm."
Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, people there's going to be people out there that just do it wrong. And that's called thinning the herd.
Oh,
So that's my silver lining in all of this whole like disaster that's going to be coming, you know. And there was a comic that said a joke last night on saying, oh, like, oh, there's record breaking heat waves. So what? You say that every year.
yeah.
Like,
Every year there's a new. We were so
every year.
I'm on the East Coast, and because of the fires in Canada, we couldn't see down here in Maryland.
Yeah.
Like we
So
couldn't
that was
see.
the day New York turned orange.
Well,
That's
it was
what
orange
that's how
down
I've been
here.
hearing it.
It
It
was
turned
orange.
orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's guess were the masks back in fashion?
Well, it got me thinking that COVID was just like an exercise for when the
Or
weather.
when to put the mask on. Well, because like wildfires and smoke, like you put on a mask for that. You like people you die. You die if you inhale that like, you know, volcanic ash. That's another thing, you know, like that there's like, you know, COVID, you're right, I think was training ground because this is going to happen more often.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of, now I'm seeing it as like, oh, we can't do anything about this. So here's like a simulation of when to put the mask on and do all that. But like this is for like, I mean, I don't think there's any conspiracy behind global warming. I don't know where I think I think I'm more of a fence sitter when it comes to the weather control stuff. Because if we're going to be making worse, we would want to somehow reverse that. You know what I mean? So that technology is probably being looked at.
Unless, so the Hamlin Harnish or whatever the fuck his name is, the guy
Mhm.
that's stepson's like tweeting and all this stuff. So one of the things that's very sus about his background is not only did he import cheetahs from Namibia to India, but the
Okay.
other thing is he led expeditions over Antarctica.
Are you not supposed to do that?
You're not supposed to do that, but the other thing is there is a conspiracy theory that there is land and a portal beyond Antarctica. And
Oh, Hollow Earth.
yeah, and that the original 13 bloodlines, which includes the Rothschilds, know all of these secrets.
Oh my God.
And this gets very
Well, he
conspiracy.
didn't he also go to the Marianas Trench?
I do not know.
Which somebody did. I have to go back, but somebody went to the Marianas Trench because that's the deepest known part of the Earth that we can like get to, and maybe the portals through there.
Hold on. You're talking about the Marianas Trench.
I don't know how to spell it. It's the deepest place on Earth, and there's like, I guess maybe they're looking for this said portal, but if he's led expeditions to Antarctica, I mean, you can't just go. Like, don't you have to have like a scientific reason? Like, there's a couple of guys hanging out in the tundra, you know, staring at penguins or whatever the fuck, because they're penguin people. You know what I mean?
Well, you have to
There's
have
scientists out there.
There's a lot of military out there
Why would there be military?
because they say that it's like owned by all these elites that know the secrets.
Oh, on the seventh continent? Ooh. Because isn't that always the one that we name last when it says name all the continents?
Antarctica.
Yeah, that's like the last one that we go to, right?
Well, the other thing is on old school maps, there's land beyond it.
There's land beyond it. Oh, because it's flat, right? Maps are flat, and they think like Antarctica is huge. Like, well, it's mostly ice, and
It's
maybe there isn't
supposedly.
actually a lot of land.
Well, they think that there's alternate land.
Ooh, it's all land, bro. Put on your
All-
flannel.
It's all land.
It's all land.
Land.
I
When
just
I
picture-
saw that he was involved in missions to Antarctica, I was like, these are elites that know shit that they're not supposed to, or we're not supposed to know, so they're gonna off them by an implosion.
Oh shit. Dude, you
And-
just put this funny image in my mind where you said alt land, and I think I just imagine like dudes with like really big gauges and like some piercings and tattoos, like, hey bro, we got some alt land over here.
Well, that's what's gonna happen. Do you remember the
We'll do
movie
a show here, bro.
Waterworld, where they had to take human shit and then dead people and create matter from that?
Soylent Green.
Soylent Green,
Soylent
dude.
Green, yeah. That takes place in New York, and guess what year?
What year?
2022.
Dude.
Yeah, Soylent
Yeah.
Green. It was the movie I think was filmed in the 60s, but it was like an apocalyptic like future version of like what's in the far off year of 2022. You know, people will be living this horrible way, and like only the rich can buy simple things like peanut butter and jelly or whatever the fuck, you know? Like people like eat themselves, which, you know what? Good. There's too many of us, dude. There's just too many of us. Like, why does it take me an hour to travel 6 fucking miles in the valley? Why does it should not have to take me a fucking hour to go to fucking Corbin Bowl and back home? No. That is a 15-minute drive. Both ways. So like, why was like there's just too many fucking people. And so I secretly fantasize about disasters. Not like I don't want a lot of people to die, but I do want them to leave.
You were talking about in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles in general, I mean, I can't wait for the big one, man. I can't wait because people talk about the big one every time there's a fucking earthquake somewhere in the world. And it's like everywhere but here. Come on. Give, bro, buddy, friend.
Bro, buddy.
Just 20% off earthquake? Just
I don't know. I feel like that whole area of North Hollywood is kind of a natural disaster.
Dude, they were wilding the other week. I don't know if you heard about this, but there was like a thing about teaching gay shit to kids. I don't know. It was in my periphery, but it's not there. But a bunch of Armenians and Antifa started fighting at a protest in Glendale, like not too long ago. And they were like fucking the Armos were like, leave our kids alone, bro, buddy. I don't want to teach my 8-year-old son that some dudes like to butt fuck. I don't want my child to know that, bro. That's weird. Like they're just. And Antifa comes in fucking going like, oh, trans rights or whatever the fuck they're complaining about, or kids should be able to know. I don't know. I'm a fence sitter on the issue because if it's not related to sex education, I think, letting kindergartners know what grownups are into is sort of like not G-rated, because it's more about the innocence of children. But I can understand that, like, you have to kind of teach history as it's happening or whatever. It's like, hey, some people are gay or whatever. It's like, but why bring that up? Why would you suddenly have to just bring that up out of pocket? You know what I mean? Like, how old were you when you saw your first transgender person? How old were you?
I don't know. I just always kind of knew people, or everybody has their own thing. Like,
Or
I
what
don't know if I was.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. I didn't see it, but I was like, oh, this is some weird shit that people like. Whatever. I think it was like maybe 13 or 14.
Like RuPaul, I think, like Tu Wong Fu, like I just like accepted, like I
You're
was
just
just
like,
like,
whatever,
whatever.
man.
Yeah,
So
he
like, and it's been around in our lives. Like there's that movie Some Like It Hot, where those guys dress in drag to like get on this ship and or whatever the fucking plot of the movie was. I don't know, but it was like a comedy. It was a funny movie in the 50s, and it was funny. It was comedy, you know. And there's people that are taking it too seriously, and like I get it, but like I understand both sides of the argument. Like all the fucking armors are like, bro, buddy, I don't want to teach my children butt fuck. You know, it's just it's just so strange how and people are all of a sudden going like, oh, the armos are all right, and like, no, bro, it's business. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't have a fucking angle. But let people be people. And I don't know why like people have to fucking fight over it. But at the same time, I'm like, maybe a 7-year-old doesn't need to know about this kind of shit until they're older, you know. Because what was sex ed? 5th grade?
yeah.
Yeah, and that's where you kind of learn like, hey, this is where babies come from, in case you didn't know already. And then there's like another one that I took freshman year of high school, where it's like, okay, we're a little older, we can grasp this thing and have it be in an educational setting. But like 8-year-olds, dude.
Yeah, you know what I
8-year-olds.
realized is 6th grade, they taught us abstinence only. And I
Abstinence
realized,
only, which
yeah.
they're not exactly not teaching you, you know, about parts and shit, you know. That's where you become, or the promise ring. Did you hear that talk?
Yeah, but that was mainly through like I think like Britney Spears.
Britney Spears, she started the promise ring.
No, like that whole like pop music crew did.
Yeah, yeah. She's a psyop too.
Oh my
The
God, do you think the Britney glitches are real? Have we haven't discussed this.
Britney glitches. Is Britney having an MK Ultra moment?
Yeah,
Is that what you mean? The
yeah.
Britney glitches?
Have you watched her videos where people analyze that she's a bot?
Um, oh, like what? Like fucking Stepford Wives type of shit?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, there's probably a reason why she was, you know, not allowed to go out and do her own thing. Like people were like, free Britney. I'm like, well, we don't know her, dude. Like, what if she's like going through some shit?
But even if she is going through some shit, I think there's enough
Yeah,
mental health out there to understand it's
yeah. I mean, she shaved her head and went nuts. And South Park was like, Miley Cyrus is the next harvest. And then like that happened. Like, you
Yo,
know, like fuck, dude.
yeah.
Britney might be a bot. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible that the real Britney is actually dead, and that this
It's
is
not
a
a crazy
copy.
thought. It's not a
You
crazy
know,
thought.
the real Britney's dead. That's the same thing. There's that same conspiracy theory about Paul McCartney.
Oops, we
Oh,
got the internet light.
how Paul McCartney might be dead. You know
Um,
about that one?
I haven't heard that one.
Paul McCartney dies. There's like a bunch of clues that allude to that on the cover of the Sgt. Pepper album. My mom knows more about it than I do. Like that, and this was the year like their music drastically changed and it got weird into like the hippie Beatles.
Was
This
this
was like
before Yellow Submarine or after?
this was, I think this was after Yellow Submarine, because Yellow Submarine we all live at the bottom of the ocean at the Yellow Submarine. Yellow Submarine. Dude. Wow. They've been laying us breadcrumbs the whole time. Lucy in the Sky of Diamonds. MK Ultra. What's it mean? Yeah, dude, there's like, I don't know the whole thing behind it, but there's like a thing that there's a thing that Elvis isn't dead. There's a thing on Jim Morrison isn't dead, or Jim Morrison is a member of the CIA.
I've
You know
heard
about that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's ooh, there's like, dude, I think there like some are like bullshit, and there's like some silliness from it, but that's a perfect cloak for the real ones that pop up. And this one just seems there's just too many things that are tied together, like in the ultimate like irony. There's even a conspiracy on how the Cubs won the World Series when they were supposed to win the World Series, because it has to do with like numbers and shit. Like there's 108 stitches on a baseball,
Mm-hmm.
and it was 108 years before they won again, because there was talk about a curse on why the Cubs never won, and it's been X amount of time, so the curse has been lifted. And you believe in curses, no?
Gematria.
Yeah.
Is this why a lot of autistic clairvoyants enjoy baseball? Because of the
There's a lot of shit with baseball. Like I grew up when I was a little boy, I loved it so much. I mean, I still do. Like there's a place in my heart for it, but I don't pay attention anymore. Just because, like, you know, my focus has been on other things. But I was a huge baseball nerd. There's like all these little, like that little random factoid that I just told you is totally autism.
baseball is sacred numerology.
It really is, and there's a lot of like symbolism too. Like what, like it's a diamond. You know, that card I picked up that one time is the 9 of diamonds. You remember that story?
I do.
Yeah, dude. Like there's all like if you look at numbers as they're written from the Arabic language, which they all come from, they all have it's shaped that way because of the amount of angles that the number has. And baseball in numbers and in symbolism has there's like just a lot of like little tiny nuanced things. There's also what's that turn of phrase where like if you break a mirror you get 7 years, but superstitions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like superstitions in baseball. Like there's one about stepping on the foul line, where there's like games within the game that tism people would really like get a kick out of. What, like, it seems like people who hate baseball only hate the surface level of baseball. It's a deeper iceberg, if you will.
Is that why you see baseball players like touch pieces of their body like
Yeah, they do these
like a
weird things. There was a
ritual?
guy, yeah, there's people that just have certain mannerisms. There was a guy that played for the Dodgers. I don't remember his name, but he would just do these touches on his body like a ritual. He would do like a ritual before he would step up to the plate. Baseball players just have their own particular thing. Like there's signs in baseball. Like the thing on the Astros cheating was because they saw the opposite team. They learned the secret code language of what the strategy is, like where to be placed on the field and things like that. And the whole thing with baseball is that you're trying to figure out the other guy. You're trying to outwit the other person. And so there's invented languages within the game that I don't know, but it falls like on there's like layers to it. It's a lasagna.
There's levels to this shit.
There's levels to this shit. And dude, I mean, some of the oldest fields have a lot of lore behind it. I think, I mean, should probably look into, because JP Morgan's like one of the biggest fucking like names ever. Like I bank with Chase, dude. So this hits me like, I feel like I'm an indoctrinated supporter.
Well, we all
You know
are
what I
because
mean?
we're in the game of capitalism, which
We're
ultimately
cogs in the machine.
we are chum at the surface.
Yeah. And I have an Amazon Prime account. I'm selling journals on Amazon called
What's
Get
your
Your
journal
Fucking Shit
say?
Together. And it's like I'm using Lord Bezos's site as like a source for that. And in the back of my head, I'm like, this is so like against my morals, but like I want to make money too. So
Well, we're just trying to pay our well, we're trying to make money so we can pay our damn bills. Like it's to them basically.
yeah. So if you can't beat them, join them. or be on the fucking psyop.
Well, I do want to say we have a few minutes left, so we're
Uh-huh.
getting the light on the Zoom.
We're getting the light on there. See,
Zoom
the
hit-
language hasn't left you. You see, the language hasn't left you. It's still there. It's still there. I know, and I know you don't want to like go too deep into it, but you're taking a little break from the stage, and I'm just letting you know that it's never going to leave you, and it's always there.
Well,
And
I'm
you
still
still
getting
speak.
on stage, but on the East
Oh,
Coast.
you are? Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's cool. You didn't tell me about that. And so you're going up at least. That's good. That's good because you still speak the language, and that means you haven't. You're still in it, bro. You're still in it. I'm proud of you.
Oh,
I'm
I
proud of
miss you guys so much.
you. Yeah. Cody's like, dude, if I had the money, I would fly her out here and have her
Oh,
feature because he wants you to headline a spot.
I know.
And he's like, what do I do with her? I'm like, dude, you just have her bring the heat. Just have her there. That's it. And he's like, oh, he's like, oh, I miss Christian misses you.
I miss Christian.
Mr.
Christian.
Wissa, he shout, dude, he was shouting out Hospice Traphouse because he brought me up once. Because you know how Cody just kind of lets us have it. Christian brought me up and he used Hospice Traphouse as like a credit. And he's like, he does a podcast with Kristy Belich called Hospice Traphouse. Please welcome Jake Bassi. I'm like, oh shit, dude, you listen to that shit. That's dope. So he's a fan. He loves you. Ryan misses you. There's like a laundry list of other people. Like, how's Kristy doing? And I'm like, oh, she's doing fine. She's on the East Coast taking care of family. I'm keeping it short and sweet.
Yeah.
I'm
Should
not.
we
I'm
go
not.
into
I'm
a
not
third
going.
round? Should we
Yeah.
go into a third round because we got a minute light?
You want to do a third round? Yeah, for sure. We could do a third round. Yeah, of course. We could do another fake ad break.
Fake ad break. This time
Yeah.
it's for cock rings, but they're
Cock
from
rings?
from recycled plastic found in the ocean. All right, hold on, we'll be back.
Oh god, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Rosie Crystal, and I am an influencer, and I'm just really grateful that I get to share this platform with other concerned influencers because the world is just being cray, and I decided to really use my name to perpetuate a better society. And I'm just glad that I'm a social media influencer because today I'm going to endorse a product that I really, really, really appreciate. And, my fans, my followers, they know I don't attach my name to something that I don't use myself, okay? And that's why I am telling you guys that I was a skeptic when I got my boyfriend's cock rings that were used out of ocean recycled plastic. But I'm telling you, these are quality cock rings. And I mean, we get so much enjoyment knowing that not only is like the gallons of ocean water like kept clean, but the gallons of cum that come out of his cock are completely saving the environment. And that is something that I cannot even let you guys know as my loyal TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and all of my followers. You guys have to try these cock rings. I am such a fan of sea turtles, and to know that anytime I see somebody use a Save the Sea Turtle hashtag, that like me and the gallons of guzzling cum that come out of my boyfriend's cock have contributed to helping those adorable sea creatures. I can't even let you guys know how amazing it feels. It's like you have to try them. You have to.
You have chocolate?
I do have chocolate. I miss you guys a lot.
Yeah, man. Miss you too. It's definitely, you know, you've definitely motivated me to keep the train going, you know, to keep it going despite, you know, and all the, you know, hardships and like tough times, like just being in the trenches, you know, because I had 6 shows the week I had to put Sawyer down, so I had to like keep it together for that week, and I didn't have a lot of like time to like grieve properly, you know, and I didn't and I did like some jokes about it that I needed because I use humor as a coping mechanism, and you know, of course they didn't land. A dead dog as a premise is never a good thing.
Well, it can be, but yeah, it's when you're more.
It was for me. It was for me because usually what most people do right before they put their dog down, they take him to go get like McDonald's or something. Dude, Sawyer was 18. He was legal. I was trying to get him a Red Rocket before I send him off. You know.
Oh my
He
God.
wants to Red Rocket my dog before he goes. And it's just the worst thing. It's just the worst fucking thing.
Oh, that's
I'm
hilarious.
trying to get my dog's dick sucked. What's good?
Get him like one of those French poodles.
Yeah, man.
Fresh haircut.
And it bombed hard.
Hilarious. Oh man, that's funny.
Bombed so hard.
That's funny.
Just yeah, man. And I had to like it comes in waves, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just he was such a big part of like a lot of joy in my life, you know, and he's moved on, and he died in my arms basically. You know, I looked at him and he was looking at me, and I watched him go, and you know, he let me know that it was okay, that he was ready. Because a couple days before, he went outside and I went out with him so he doesn't fall in the fucking pool. And he just started laying down, and I'm like, oh, he wants to go. Because I stepped outside and he was like hanging on. I think had I not stepped outside, he would have just died right there. And he was letting us know because he was rejecting people food. And it was like, okay. And like I'm a fucking sap because it cost Kristy, it cost $300 fucking to put him down. Can you believe that bullshit?
Can we discuss a friend that, are we allowed to shout out people?
Who shout out who?
Is that like too personal?
What shout out who?
Another comedian?
Another comic? Yeah, sure. Who cares?
Well,
it's
I don't
fine.
want to like put TMI out there.
No, it's fine. Who watches this?
We don't we don't have to say
if it's bad. Is it bad?
No, it's good, but I don't
well
want
then that's fine. If it's bad, then don't.
Shout out to Brandon. I'll just put it that way.
Brandon? Wait, Kilo Sandwich or
McCorkle?
Oh, McCorkle. Yeah. Oh yes, he made a very generous donation to help me do that because he put his dog down recently too.
That was the sweetest, dude. That was so sweet.
Yeah, that was really nice of him. And I mean, I didn't initially want to shout it to the heavens either because I didn't want to like open that up, but no, he did me a real solid. And of course I wanted to get like the paw thing in the box, which like I knew that was going to cost like, you know, money, which like, but just like, God damn, dude, $300 fucking. Like, to quote the Big Lebowski, just because we're bereft doesn't make me a fucking sap. Remember the scene where they're getting Steve Buscemi's urn?
That is that's my dude. That is the best when they go into the wind and then his ashes just blow.
That's the funniest scene in the whole movie. That's the funniest scene in the whole fucking movie. Like, I immediately was playing that scene in my head, just like, I fucking. But no, he got mailed to us, and I'm just thinking, like, nah, we'll just keep him in the box. But I'm crying, and the nurse comes in with the notepad, like, so here's our options for our. I'm like, fuck, dude, like, I'm crying, and I'm like, here we fucking go. And it's just like, and I felt definitely for them that because I'm emotionally sensitive, that I could, like, because this has got to be a tough job for them. You're dealing with people that are in a really, really vulnerable state, which is like, we're discussing the euthanasia of your dog while he's fucking sitting there with the catheter in, just kind of like slipping in and out of reality, and they just fucking, and I know that it's a tough gig. And so I'm just like, all the while it's happening, I'm going like, yeah, okay, fine. Like, I don't want to, like, I'm just glad that I didn't have to, make this decision and be poor, because that's fucking awful. They'd have to set up some kind of, I could have cried more and said, like, I'm on food stamps, or something, like, because maybe there would be, like, I would be able to finance it.
Yeah,
But it's really burned in my memory. It's really burned in there. Have you had to put any
2 boxes of ashes, and I have a giant urn of a horse.
Yeah,
That was crazy, watching a
Mm.
horse go to the fucking crematory because they have to put chains on its leg and then it gets
Oh
drawn.
no.
Then they like drag very slowly. The
Oh
horse,
shit. Did you
yeah,
have a bond with this horse, or was this just some horse?
this is my horse,
Oh, that
dude.
was your horse? Oh
Yeah,
fuck.
he
Oh my
died.
god.
He died in an accident, and when my aunt and I, like I call her my aunt, her and I went out when the crematory came to get him just to make sure, and she watched for me. She was like, they were super gentle, but yeah, they have to like take metal like bars and like pull the horse into like a truck.
Wow. Did you watch the horse go into, like, the furnace or whatever they do?
No, when
No?
they
Oh, you
pick
didn't
up the
watch that?
body.
Okay. But that's what they
Yeah.
do. They fucking they chop them up and, like, quarter
And
you
then
and put you in
I
the fucking
u
thing.
and then Jake, I euthanized animals back in the day.
Right, yeah, but you didn't have, like, an emotional connection with those animals. It was still like, I
Yeah,
mean,
I
did
did.
you? You fed them and
Yeah.
shit, right?
Well, I chopped up sheep and put them into a furnace.
Oh my God. And then, like, 10 minutes earlier, they're like, hello, friend.
Yeah, they were like full ass sheep, dude.
Oh my God.
And then we just injected them and they
I shouldn't
dropped
have laughed
dead.
at that.
They dropped dead, and then we had to like saw off their shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, so in a way, you sort of become numb to it, right?
I mean, I'm a comedian now.
Yeah, you don't develop,
Medication,
like,
so
a bond for 10 years. I had Sawyer 10 years. That's, it sucks. Yeah, but that's like that's the paperwork you sign when you get an animal,
yeah.
That's what you have to do. That's it's a contract. You basically have a toddler for like 10 to 12 years or whatever. And I miss him. And you have to do the obligatory Facebook post. You have to let everybody fucking know what happened. And you get the condolences messages and all that. And then you get, because I produced 2 shows, you get condolences. Oh, by the way, do you have stage time for me? Like, no, I don't.
If you talk about my dog that way, no.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. But, there are people, what's weird? Tripoli's brother just had to put his dog down the same week. the same week. And he's like, yeah, bro, the whole family's sad. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, that sucks. And it was just like a little back and forth text. And I'm like, no way, man. All these people are putting their fucking dogs down. Talmo's brother just had to put his fucking dog down. Did you see Talmo's thing? He just had to put a fucking dog down, dude.
Aw.
Everybody's putting down their animals. Like everyone in like, circle or not circle or what, associates, whatever. People that I've worked with are putting down their fucking animals. I'm like, what is going on? Like, is this like, where's the astrology in this? Do you have your cards on you?
I
You
do
have them on-
actually.
have
Do
them-
you want some tarot cards about dead dogs?
Yeah. Could you, if you don't mind,
Wait, I need some hold music.
some hold music? Yeah, sure. We'll fix that in post. We'll do the elevator music or whatever. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I know the tarot thing is your other podcast, but if you don't mind, because this is also not only an emergency episode, it's a catch-up episode. It's what's going on in our worlds here.
I don't
You-
know how to edit this, but I'll figure. I'm gonna have to.
You
we'll
just
figure
send
it
me
out.
the file. You do your version, I'll do my version, and we'll compare notes. And we don't have any deadlines to meet. You know what I mean? So I have a question for the cards.
Okay.
Question is, why is everyone in my social circle putting down their animals?
Okay, tell me when to stop shuffling.
Okay, stop shuffling.
Okay, top or bottom?
Happy Pride. Bottom.
Like the bottom of the sea?
Yeah, that too. You're killing me.
The Six of Pentacles.
Six of Pentacles. Okay, what does that mean?
Then the next card is the King of Pentacles.
Okay. Not tentacles at the bottom of the ocean, gripping a ship.
And then the next card is the Tower.
Okay, Sauron. Oh my god. Saruman.
Okay. Oh, I think it's the dog. See the little. God damn it. I don't know how to. Hold up.
Why? Because it's green screen? Put it in front of your face. There we go. There's a dog in the picture?
No, it's horses.
It's horses? Aw.
But
Is that your unicorn specific deck?
yeah.
Of course there's fucking horses.
I'm gonna
But
do. I think. Okay, let's talk about astrology. The South Node is in the sign of Scorpio, and that is the death realm. So like
okay.
2020, I don't talk about this on my podcast a lot, but the vibe, you guys, the vibe is Halloween. So like the underworld.
Okay.
So we're releasing the death realms. And that shifting, it's technically supposed to be shifting in July, but we really don't get relief from this until after eclipse season, which is actually around Halloween.
Okay.
So like a lot of people are dying.
Mm-hmm.
In which world?
But not even just people, but like, people who are in my circles are putting their fucking animals down.
Well,
Do you think that goes for, animals too?
well, think about what the purpose of our animals are. There are little guides to
Yeah,
love.
this is my buddy.
And I think in a lot of ways, animals are like our hearts,
Yeah.
compassion. So this is Kali's message. Your heart cannot be contained or constrained by what has taken place in your life. Your heart wisdom and empowerment is growing, and soon you shall have the wisdom and courage to accomplish something significant to your soul journey. Trust in the invisible workings of divine love in your life. Let your heart be at peace as it guides you onward. So I think that soy is gonna be your little guide on the on the other realm.
Well, guess the first place I put him.
Where?
I put him by Buddha
Aw,
and
he's
all the
an
little
altar.
trinkets that are there. So he hangs out there now.
He's on the altar.
Yeah, he's on the altar. I changed it to there's a shot glass of water, and a candle, and for air, a leaf.
That makes
So
sense.
all the elements are there now. I just have to get another location because it needs its own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I eventually upgrade, so to speak, James Demon told me it's like when you upgrade, this has to have this space has to have its own area. Like it shouldn't be shared with like my CDs and the television and the
video
internet
game.
router. You know?
Video games.
Yeah, that too. It has to have its own, it has to have its own fucking thing, which like, dude, God. I haven't even gone like deep into it, but like some of my spare time has been put into the new Zelda game that came out. And I don't know about you, but there's a lot of like third eye Eastern religious symbolism in that game, which maybe we'll have a discussion in another episode or sometime in the future, because I'll have to send you pictures. There's a lot of like spiritual juju symbolism that's like in that video game. It's really strange. We'll talk about it another time, and I don't know how deep you are on the fucking Legend of Zelda, because that's some nerd shit.
Yo, teach me. I feel like all of this is nerd shit.
Yeah, it's all nerd
Podcast
shit.
is nerd shit. We have
Oh yeah, for
birthday
sure.
cards on the beach.
Yeah. On the beach, that's perfect. And I just have this fucking shit behind me.
And jaking off.
Yeah. Dude, did I tell you who I have headlining the
Who's
live
that?
show? Dude, I have Lisa Ann Walter headlining, my mentor,
That's right.
my teacher, bro.
That's exciting.
And she's available because the writers are striking. No one's working right now, so it's fine. So she's open.
Yo, but that's awesome. And I think you had like, I'm so proud of you because you had so many synchronicities this year when it came to comedy, like when you saw Tony Rock.
Yeah. And the van pulled up at the fucking Yoshinoya.
Dude.
That was some crazy, like what, you know what it was doing? Nothing. It wasn't doing anything. The driver didn't come out. He pulled into the parking lot and just chilled there on his phone for a little bit. And then he pulled out as I was leaving the place with my food. And I think he saw that I took a picture and I'm walking out. He's pulling out of the driveway and I just do the horns like, what's up, dude? And then he did the horns back and he drove off.
Dude.
And I sent it to Joel. I tagged the Brody Stevens friendship walk in the picture. And Joel, and I'm like, what are you guys doing here? Like, how is it that your job like shows up like in my life as like a sign? He's like, I think it's a sign, bro.
It's a sign.
And I sent it to Joel. I'm like, it's a sign, bro. And I told him about that shit with the store earlier this year. And then I told you, I'm like, it's a sign, bro. Like, and that was like, and I'm doing the math. I'm like, it's been about 120 days. I'm like, it's just another one. It's another one. So, life's weird like that. Life's really weird like that because the pin is on the altar too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I looked at the clock. I take a screenshot. I've been looking at the clock at 8:18. All the time.
You've been looking at it at 8:18?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
And I was saying, here we go.
8:18 till I die.
Last night I looked at
I can't see it, man. Last night was the 8:18. Oh shit, cool. Got it. You see, it bleeds into the background you have there. It probably does that for me too. I mean, we saw, yeah, see? You can't even see my phone.
Now this looks biblical.
You're backing up into the bushes. That bong hit was the funniest fucking thing.
Dude, he
ever.
just appeared out of nowhere.
That was so funny.
Dude,
that was the
hilarious.
funniest fucking thing ever. Oh my God. Dude, I miss you. I miss you.
too.
And there's still, I'm gonna give myself a break in August just because you surrender to the grind and you got to remember that, you know, your mental health is more important than grinding and hitting the pavement and getting on shows and doing like the endless. Fuck these people, dude. You move at your pace, I'll move at mine. You know, like some people will like give you the side eye. It's like, oh, you're not writing enough. Oh, you're not good. And I smell that shit a mile away. I'm like, fuck off. I don't even hit open mics unless I have to. Because I don't even consider myself an open micer anymore. Not to toot my own horn, but like I go up every week with the shit that works. And, you know, if that rubs with the right shoulders, then that's all I need. Fuck it, you know? I'm doing my own fucking thing. I don't have to impress nobody. But the rants are gonna come back. The rants are gonna come back because I have to find a way to shorten my content and make it like, you know, watchable. Because pods are a tricky thing. Pods are tricky. Sorry if I'm going off on like a business tangent. It's just the shit that's on my brain right now. Because there's so many hats to wear. It's a lot. Anyway,
Yeah.
what's going on in your life? What are you doing?
Well, the business itself, I mean, I'm starting from scratch, Jake. You know, I'm going out into like the mountains of Maryland just to rewrite my whole set. And honestly, it's the best decision I could have made because I went down into Austin and it's mini LA for me, and that's just not going to be healthy for me right now.
Yeah, it's become, from what I gather about Austin, is that it's become a huge clique. It's become a cult, and not like a cult, but occult, like like OCC, like a cult. It's been getting, I think it's getting weird over there. And I'm like, yeah, keep Austin weird, sure, but keep it surrounded. We can't let them escape.
Yeah,
Let them stay there.
I'd like to come back to the West Coast. It's just not time.
Yeah. You know, my mom is really the only thing tying me to this place. And once her time comes, I think I'm going to move to Seattle. And that could be years from now, but like I'm feeling the pull of Seattle. Just going to the Northwest and just being up there is just so great, dude. And there's a scene up there. I can do it up there. I can do exactly what I'm doing over there right now. I can do it right now. But, you know, there's things that need to happen first. The work is here, unfortunately. Ugh. All that I've worked for and all that I've done so far, like, why leave now? You know?
Yeah.
It's home. Sorry, I'm yawning. Oh, God. My brain needs oxygen. I'm not tired. I'm just a little stoned. Yeah.
I think this podcast we can conclude.
Yeah. No, that was a great episode.
That this shit with the Titanic after there's the 700 migrants. I don't wanna like
the migrants on that Greek boat.
Yeah, like barely any news coverage. So I'm concluding that this Titanic shit's a psyop. I think you're in agreement. It's a psyop.
Yep. Something's fishy. Talk about concrete shoes, am I right? Good Lord. Everything's a psyop.
Everything's a psyop.
Everything's a tool for the ruling elite.
Yay!
Everything's a psyop. Bubblegum pop. All right. Do we close out with the outro that we have on file?
We have music for the listeners.
All right. Right, we got it.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
All right. Okay, thanks. Die, everybody.